If we have enough in the pot to keep pouring money into other countries, why are we not giving the same to our own country? What happened to charity begins at home. Absolutely nothing against helping other countries out generally, but we appear to be constantly pouring money into places such as Pakistan, and still their governments do little to help the most vulnerable people in their country. It's the same old, fat cats first and the people who are most in need a long way down the pecking order. Just the same here really. The government can find millions for other nations while we taxpayers are in crisis, everything going up. How many people will turn the heating off because it's come to the point where you eat or heat? That money needs to go to the most vulnerable here, not given with one hand and taken back with the other. Her Majesty shared a brief statement to the President of Pakistan, Arif Alvi, to express her sadness following the deadly floods that have been devastating the country since June. The message, signed off by the Queen as Elizabeth R. Reed, I am deeply saddened to hear of the tragic loss of life and destruction caused by the floods across Pakistan. Don't we give them enough money? Sick to the teeth of the so-called foreign aid. We have given them £320 million in the last 5 years. We save them so they can illegally come here and terrorize. Use the money to help Brits, especially through this made-up energy crisis. My thoughts are with all those who have been affected, as well as those working in difficult circumstances to support the recovery efforts. The United Kingdom stands in solidarity with Pakistan as you recover from these terrible events. The death toll caused by the monsoon rains which have been battering Pakistan since June has hit more than 1,000, with 119 people dying in the last 24 hours alone, according to the country's National Disaster Management Authority. Moreover, thousands have been left without shelter as at least 700,000 homes have been destroyed by the floods. The nation is now appealing for further international assistance as its citizens search for higher ground safe from the floods. Salman Sufi, an aide to Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, told the BBC, Pakistan has been grappling with economic issues, but now just when we were about to overcome them the monsoon disaster hit. Pakistan harbors and supports terrorists who are enemies of the UK. Corruption is rife as often their people do not benefit at all from the money they're given. If a country can afford nuclear weapons, it can afford to look after its people. This UK foreign aid is wrong. 2 days ago, the British government announced the UK will provide up to £1.5 million for their relief effort. The United Nations carried out a needs assessment over the weekend and is expected to launch an appeal on Tuesday. The Queen's poignant message shows the 96-year-old continues to carry out her daily duties as the head of state despite recent reports raising concerns for her health. The sovereign hasn't been seen in public since late July, when she travelled to Scotland to begin her summer stay north of the border. After a stay at Craigowin Lodge, the monarch officially took residence at Balmoral Castle on August 9. However, she attended the traditional welcome ceremony behind closed doors for her comfort, Buckingham Palace said. While the summer stay at Balmoral is normally considered a more relaxed time for the head of state, the sovereign continues to carry out her daily duties, as the statement to Mr. Alvi shows. Among other duties, she also deals with the government's red boxes daily, which contain important documents for her to view and sign off. Since arriving in Scotland, the Queen has been visited by a number of close relatives, including Prince Edward and Lady Louise Windsor, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and Prince Andrew. Prince Charles, currently spending time at his Scottish residence in Berkeley, is also believed to be paying regular visits to his mother. Pakistan can afford a nuclear program and it paid the Taliban, al-Haqqani, and others to kill British soldiers in Afghanistan for decades. The best help we can give them is a one-way ticket home to every Pakistani passport holder in the UK so they can help with rebuilding their country. However, The frequency of their meetings has been described as highly unusual by royal commentator Ingrid Seward. She told The Sun last week, "It's highly unusual for Prince Charles to make these kinds of impromptu visits to see his mother. But Charles is a very thoughtful person, and who else can she rely on now Prince Philip has gone? Everyone thinks they normally see each other all the time, but they don't They often blame it on the geography because everyone is scattered all around the country." The monarch, who has been suffering from episodic mobility issues since autumn, had been tipped to interrupt her summer break at Balmoral, which normally ends in early October, next week for a round trip to London or Windsor, during which she would have asked the winner of the Tory leadership contest to form a new government. However, a source claimed last week the monarch had been advised not to travel, sparking fears her health had worsened. Outgoing Prime Minister Boris Johnson and the winner of the contest, to be announced on September 15, are now expected to travel to Scotland rather than meet the Queen at one of her residences in England. Any money they get from any source will no doubt go on buying arms. If they are lucky. The relief fund might get 5%, the rest will go to arms and deep pockets of the government and officials. The inverted commas in the headline don't make a false statement as you read it true. Queen issues deeply saddening news is not what the Queen has done. The Queen did not issue the news. I would think to report the news. Same old nonsense begging relief from Mug UK. Pakistan gets billions every year when the floods happen. They get the money and give it to government-friendly corrupt building contractors who do the same as last year and build bridges that could be knocked down by a drunk peeing on them on the way home. Give them not one single penny, they ain't no friend of England. Our Queen HRH Elizabeth, I think she is absolutely amazing, the epitome of elegance, and a superb ambassador for our country for 70 years, long may she reign, and in times of ill health she still continues with her duty to the people of the world and the UK. Very sad for the people of Pakistan with these dreadful monsoons and loss of life. Sometimes we forget how fortunate we are.